Hi, welcome to today's session. So this is going to be a short ovulatory flow. So during the ovulatory phase of your cycle, your hormones reach their peak, so you're likely to have a lot more energy. So you can bring this into your workouts, including more challenging cardio, going for harder, faster workouts like HIIT or boot camps, and really pushing yourself to the max. So this is seen as the climax part of your entire menstrual cycle. So starting off, coming onto all fours, so bringing your hands under the shoulders and just starting to circle the hips, bringing a bit of weight into the hands, just starting to warm up the wrists, and then circling back the other way. And then coming back into a neutral position, take your right foot to the outer side of the mat and then extend the left foot back behind, and then pivoting so your weight's going through your right hand. Take your left arm up to the ceiling and then raise and lower that top leg. Keeping your abdominals drawn in so you're nice and strong through your core. 3, 4, and one more. 5, and place that down, place the hand down, bringing the knee down. Now taking your left foot to the outer edge of the mat, extending your right leg out, bringing your weight so it's going through your left shoulder, and lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, and then coming back onto all fours. Now uncurling your toes and just lifting your knees slightly off the floor, so coming into a bear hover position, and bring your knee towards your elbow and then taking it back, and then on the other side and back, knee to elbow, back, knee to elbow, back, knee to elbow, back, knee to elbow, back. Now pressing up into a downward facing dog, so just walking the dog to begin with, so bending one knee and then the other, and then coming back into your static downward dog position, lifting your right leg up behind, so into your three-legged dog, and then you're going to bend the knee, draw it into the tummy and taking it to the outside of that right elbow into your plank crunch. And then pressing back, lifting the leg back up into your three-legged dog. Drawing that knee through, coming between the hands, and then extending it back. This time going across the body, so we're taking it to the outside of the left arm. And lifting back up. Lowering that leg down, and then lift the left leg up to your three-legged dog. Bend the knee in. Take it to the outer aspect to the left elbow, lifting it back up, drawing it between the wrists and lift it back up, taking it across the body to the right elbow and back up, placing that leg down. Now drawing your weight forwards and coming into a plank position, and taking your right hand up, tap the left shoulder, left hand up, right shoulder. Press back into downward facing dog. Then bring the weight forwards again, coming into your plank position. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, and lift up. Do 2 more, coming forwards into plank. Tap left shoulder, tap right shoulder, and lifting up. 1 more, coming into your plank, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then lifting back up. Now softening the knees and just walking the feet in towards the hands, taking your feet out a little bit wider than the mat and turning the feet out, and then squatting down, coming down into your yogi squat. Bringing a little bit of movement into that position to begin with, so maybe rocking from one side to the other. And then coming back to a static position, keeping your hands on the floor and then pressing up into a forward fold and then bending down into your yogi squat. And again, press up, maybe going a little bit deeper this time, and then bending down. And again, press up and down. We just do one more, push up, and then bending down, and then gradually lifting all the way up into a standing position. Now standing to face the long edge of the mat, taking feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, raising your hands up together, interlacing your fingers. I like to point my index fingers up towards the ceiling and just starting off circling and then making maybe the circles a little bit bigger or going a little bit quicker, but warming up into the obliques. One more in this direction and then back the other direction. And then coming back to centre, bringing the arms down, walking towards the short edge of the mat, facing forwards, reaching the arms up overhead, rolling the shoulders down, folding forwards, bringing the hands down to the floor, placing the hands onto the shins, lift up into half forward fold. And then as you exhale, folding down, now stepping back into plank. You can drop your knees here if you wish, or keeping them lifted, but elbows in by the side, slowly lowering down to the floor, and then lifting up into your cobra, or pressing all the way up into your up dog. Then push back as if you're going to go into child's pose, but coming up into your downward facing dog. Now lifting the right leg up behind into your three-legged dog, drawing that knee in, stepping it through to the front of the mat, lifting the arms up and coming into your high lunge. And just pulsing here, so raise and lower, warming up those legs. And then opening out into your warrior two position, flipping the palm so it's facing up, tilting back into your sun warrior. Then coming back into your warrior two, pivoting the back arm over so we're framing the front foot, step back into your downward facing dog, bring the weight forwards into your plank position, lower the knees if you wish, elbows in, slowly lower down to the floor, pressing up into your back bend. Push back into your downward facing dog, and then slowly with your knees soft, stepping the feet in towards the front of the mat, and then gradually rolling yourself back up, rolling the shoulders backwards, reaching the arms out wide, up over the head, and the breath out, folding forwards. Bring the hands to the shins, lift up into half forward fold, and then exhale, folding all the way down. Step back into your plank position, drop the knees if you wish, slowly lowering down to the floor, lifting up into your back bend. Press back into downward facing dog. This time we're going to lift the left leg up, so into your three-legged dog, squaring those hips, drawing the knee in, stepping it up to the front of the mat, and then in one breath, lifting up into your high lunge, and just pulsing again, so up and down a few times. Going a little bit lower maybe each time. And then placing that back foot down, opening out into your warrior two, tucking the tailbone under, flipping that front palm, tilting it back up towards the ceiling, feeling the length through the side of the body. And then coming back into warrior two, circling the back arm over to frame the front, step back into plank, lower the knees if you wish, but lowering down to the floor, lifting up into your back bend. Press back into downward facing dog and then softening the knees, slowly walking the feet in towards the hands, and then like a rag doll, rolling all the way up into a standing position. When you're in standing, rolling the shoulders back. Now standing about midway along the mat, placing the right foot in front of the left, hands on the hips, squaring off the hips, and then folding forwards, and as you do, lifting up that back leg, coming towards that capital T. So flexing that back foot, coming into your warrior three pose. Now bending that standing leg and straighten. And bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. We do one more. Bend and straighten, and then slowly lifting back up. Now placing your left foot down, taking the right foot back behind, squaring off those hips, folding forwards as you lift that right leg, flexing the foot, and then bending that supporting leg and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. We just do one more, bend and straighten, and then lowering that leg. You gradually come back up. Now making your way down onto the mat, taking your feet out in front of you, roughly hip distance away, drawing the tummy in, lifting the chest and reaching the arms out, tilting back so you're slightly onto the sit bones, and just starting off lifting one foot and then switching it and lifting the other. And then trying to hold for a little bit, squeezing the hip flexors, squeezing the muscles in the inner thigh, lifting the chest, feeling that length. And then slowly lower down, taking the hands back behind, feet out a little bit wider, windscreen wipering the legs, rolling from one side to the other. And then coming back, bringing your feet together, taking the arms out in front, drawing the tummy in and slowly rolling down with control all the way to the floor. Bending your feet so that bending your knees more, so your feet are almost touching your fingertips, palms facing down, drawing the belly in, pressing the spine into the floor, maybe tucking the chin under slightly, as you slowly begin to peel up, and think about going vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up, and then slowly back down again. And again, slowly lift up. And slowly down. And this time slowly lift up, keeping your bum lifted, and just squeeze into the glutes more so you're pulsing, lifting those hips a little bit higher, really strengthening the muscles, the backs of the legs and in your bum. And then slowly lowering down and drawing the knees in towards you, giving yourself a hug, maybe tucking your chin in too. And lower the head and circling the knees. few times in one direction and then circling back the other way. And then when you're ready, you're rock and rolling, bringing yourself back up to a seated position. And there you have it, your short ovulatory flow that you can do during the peak part of your cycle when your energy and hormones are at their highest. Have a great day.